God is giving you a strength the world has never seen in the form you are about to carry. And I want you to hear this word, not with haste, but with deep stillness within your heart. Beloved child, this is not an ordinary blessing placed into your hands only to pass by like many other things. Nor is this another season of waiting dressed in the appearance of change. What is being placed within you is a power prepared specifically for you, preserved through many years, refined in silences no one understood, and lifted at the right time so you may step into the portion appointed for you. I, Michael, stand beside you as a guardian and also as a father, gently placing a hand upon your shoulder. You did not arrive at this moment by coincidence. Not one of your tears has been forgotten. Not one rejection was meaningless. Not one closed door was simply a loss. Everything that seemed to slow you down was actually used to bring you to the exact breath of today, the exact position of today, the exact readiness of today. There were years when you thought you were hidden, but in truth, you were being protected from eyes that were not pure enough to recognize what was growing within you. Therefore, do not take lightly what has been hidden within you. The qualities you thought had fallen asleep are being awakened. The abilities you once doubted are beginning to rise. The things the world passed over, missed, or judged wrongly about, you are being placed back into their proper position by heaven. You do not need to knock on every person's door begging for recognition. You do not need to return to old rooms to prove that they saw you incorrectly. When God decides to call your name, that confirmation does not need to borrow the voice of the crowd in order to become real. Understand this with humility. The reward is not only something far ahead for you to keep waiting for in weariness. It was already written into your journey before you realized you were being led. There are invisible lines of approval that have been spoken over your name. Not because you are perfect, but because you kept walking when no one saw you. You kept choosing what was good when your heart was tired. You kept choosing the light when darkness tried to pull you back. That endurance has testified for you in the hidden place. Now, remain in peace. Do not run ahead of what is opening, and do not shrink yourself to fit the way others once defined you. What God has placed within you does not come to make you arrogant, but to make you steady, pure, and useful for higher things. Let this strength grow in silence. Let it lead you with wisdom. And remember, my child, what was once buried deeply was not buried to disappear, but to rise at the right season, at the right hour, under the unfailing hand of the one who chose you. You are here, right where you are sitting, breathing in a moment that seems very ordinary, yet has actually been touched by a gentle arrangement from above. Beloved child, I know you did not plan to stop this long. You also did not think you would need to slow down, settle yourself, or allow any word to hold you back amid the current of so many things pulling at you. At first, perhaps this was only a small pause to you, a brief breath between the tasks you had to handle, the thoughts you had to carry, and the emotions that have followed you for a long time. But then, something very quiet touched your attention. Not a loud sound, not a forceful command, but a gentle call that made you feel, this moment cannot be treated lightly. So I want you to understand that this word is not being sent to the outer shell you often use to withstand the world. I am not speaking to the version of you that has to appear fine while already weary inside. Nor am I speaking to the version that must always explain, always prove, Always choose every word carefully, so others will not misunderstand. You have lived too long in the posture of self-defense before people who did not have enough patience to ask the right questions and not enough tenderness to hear what you truly wanted to say. But today, I am not calling that tired part of you to stand up and argue again. I am speaking to the hidden person beneath every defense, the part that has silently carried something precious for many years. Though no one has fully named it for you, that very part of you has been waiting for this word. The part that has many times sensed that an answer was very near, yet seemed covered behind a thin layer of mist. The part that once wondered why you kept being pulled back to the same question, the same feeling, the same hope that refused to go out. You tried to ignore it, tried to rationalize it, tried to believe that perhaps you were simply too sensitive or hoping too much. But my child, not every inner prompting is confusion. There are callings sown very deeply, not to trouble your mind, but to lead you back to the exact place that needs healing, the exact door that needs to be opened, the exact truth you have avoided because you feared that if you touched it, everything in your life would have to change. And yes, change will come. But do not be afraid. Change that comes from God does not come to crush you, but to free you from old images that have become too tight for the person you are being formed to become. I see what you have carried, even when others did not see it. I see the years when you held within yourself an unnamed feeling, a promise without a clear shape, a longing both beautiful and aching. You did not imagine all of it. There is a reason something inside you keeps pulling you to search for the answer. There is a reason you cannot be completely satisfied with things that are only halfway. And that reason is that God is calling you out of delay, out of noise, out of the habit of needing to please every gaze, so you may return to the pure truth He placed within you long ago. So remain in this moment a little longer, without rushing, without resisting, without denying what is being awakened. I do not need you to understand everything immediately. I only need you to allow your heart to soften before the guidance that is coming. What you are seeking is no longer as far away as you thought. It has begun moving toward you through this stillness, through this pause, through the very fact that you are listening with a part of yourself deeper than your familiar thoughts. Beloved child, you were not drawn here to hear a passing message. You were brought here to recognize that the answer you have been waiting for has begun to speak in peace. There are quiet things happening in your life, and if you look at each one separately, you may think they are only passing emotions. But when they stand beside one another, they are telling you a very clear story. I want you to listen to this with peace, because not every shift from heaven comes with a loud sound. Some seasons begin with the feeling that things no longer fit. The places that once made you feel supported now make you tired. The rooms you once entered with familiarity suddenly feel narrow, not because the room has changed, but because you have grown beyond the old limitation. The conversations that once made you feel full now leave within you an emptiness that is hard to name. You are not becoming cold, nor are you ungrateful toward the places that once nourished you. It is simply that the growth within you has outgrown the frame that once suited an older version of you. Then, from that sense of no longer fitting, you begin to recognize something deeper. The things you once passionately pursued no longer hold the same attraction. There are goals that once made your eyes light up, but now, when you look back, they seem to belong to a season that has passed. There are habits that once helped you fill the silence, but now become noise that makes it difficult for you to rest. You once wondered whether you had lost your passion. But I tell you that you have not lost care. You are being invited to care about something higher, purer, and more enduring. The old garment can no longer contain your new stature. The old desires were not wrong, but they are no longer wide enough to hold what I am preparing to place into your life. And as you pass through days like this, small signs begin repeating around you. Certain numbers appear too often for you to dismiss them as coincidence. Certain phrases are spoken by people who do not know one another. Yet they touch exactly what you have been thinking in silence. Certain words, certain images, certain moments keep returning along your path, like bright stones already placed to guide your steps. Beloved child, I do not want you to chase signs so obsessively that you lose peace. But I also do not want you to despise the gentle reminders being sent to you. There are confirmations that are not loud, yet are still precise enough to awaken recognition within you. Then, when the day closes and every outer sound settles down, you are touched in a more hidden way. There are dreams that cause you to wake with the feeling that something important has just been handed to you. There are half-awake, half-asleep moments that leave within you a gentle but undeniable weight. There are mornings when you open your eyes and cannot remember every detail, yet still know you have been reminded, prepared, and brought closer to something not yet fully visible. Do not fear these things. Child, keep your heart pure, keep your mind at peace, and let me teach you to distinguish what is noise from what is guidance. The things happening are not meant to confuse you. They are helping you understand that an old season is closing, and you are being prepared to step into a space wider, brighter, and more aligned with what heaven placed within you from the beginning. What you are going through is not strange. My child, it is a gentle touch from above, awakening the places that once slept within you. I know there are moments that make you stop, not because of fear, but because their precision goes beyond the way you usually understand life. An unexpected conversation appears at the exact time when you are almost collapsing under a question. A stranger speaks a sentence that seems ordinary, yet it touches directly the thing you have hidden in your heart. A room you did not plan to enter, a time you did not arrange, a voice you never expected. All of these suddenly meet in a rhythm, too accurate, too deep, too aligned for you to call it only luck. Beloved child, I want you to understand that not every sacred sign comes through dazzling light or a resounding call. Sometimes guidance comes through a simple sentence, through a glance at the right time, through someone who knows nothing about your story, yet speaks the very thing you prayed for in silence. That does not come to confuse you. It comes to confirm that you have not been forgotten. You have gone through a long season in which many things within you were sealed, like seeds buried deep under the soil, waiting for the right time. At times, you thought you were slowing down, thought the things within you had lost their life, thought the long silence meant the door had closed. But in truth, what has been preserved within you has not died. It has been protected until the proper time to open. Therefore, when meetings begin to become precise, when someone else's words unknowingly answer a question you never spoke aloud, when you realize you are in the right place at the right hour to hear exactly what you need to hear, do not quickly doubt that awakening. This is not a sign of collapse. This is a sign of unlocking. God is rearranging the scattered points around you, connecting them by an order that ordinary eyes do not always recognize immediately. He is placing you in spaces that can awaken courage again, brighten direction again, and confirm that what was sown within you is still being upheld. Be at peace, my child. What was once locked was not locked to punish you, but to be preserved from seasons that were not yet steady enough. Now, as alignment begins, you will see doors no longer opening in chaotic ways, but opening with the grace of right timing. Listen more carefully, walk more slowly, and receive small confirmations with pure gratitude. I am near you in every meeting, every word, every moment that seems coincidental. What is breaking through within you is not chaos. It is the light that was prepared long ago, now finding its way to open in freedom, order, and peace. Before another moment passes, remain with me until the final word, because this message has not come only to encourage you, but to help you recognize what kind of strength is waking inside you. Beloved child, there are seasons when you thought you were merely waiting, but in truth, there was a quiet re-establishment taking place within you. A new courage is being lifted. A new clarity is being refined. A new authority is being awakened after many days when you felt dimmed, delayed, misunderstood, or pulled away from the path you once believed in with certainty. But I also want you to understand that not every strength you once used came from a pure place. There is a kind of strength born from wounds, from having to protect yourself for too long, from the need to prove that you are not weak. That kind of strength may help you stand for a while, but if you continue living by it, it will pull you away from the peace you are called to enter. Therefore, on this journey, I will lead you through 3 gates so you can discern what is truly being released within you. The first gate will help you recognize that strength given from above does not create chaos, but brings steadiness. It does not make you brace yourself before every gaze, but helps you stand still without losing your dignity. The second gate will show you how to lay down the counterfeit version of strength, the version that always needs to react immediately, always needs to control the outcome, always fears that if you do not speak, do not act, do not hold tightly, everything will slip from your hands. You lived that way because you were once wounded. But I do not want old wounds to continue serving as your guide. The third gate will open to you the way to receive what belongs to you without negotiating with worthiness, without torturing yourself with the thought that you must suffer more. Try harder and prove more before you are allowed to step into restoration. Then you will learn a very small practice, lasting only 90 seconds, but enough to close the moment of receiving with awareness. For there are things heaven gives, but because you are too hurried, too tense, too used to overlooking yourself, they only pass over you like wind across the surface of water. I want you to learn how to pause. Breathe deeply. Place your attention back within, and allow what you have just heard to have a place to land. Not so you can perform a complicated ritual, but so you can learn to keep peace when it comes, instead of letting fear pull you back into the old rhythm. And as you come near the end of this message, I will name 2 tools that have lifted many chosen ones out of the dim stage where they once felt directionless, voiceless, and disconnected from the very sense of their own path. These tools are not hidden behind polished words. nor are they covered in confusion. I will place them before you clearly, so you may know how to walk, what to keep, and what to release. So, remain here, not because I want to hold you with curiosity, but because what you are about to receive may help the true strength within you return to its proper position. Clearer, softer, and steadier before everything opening ahead. The next part is where you begin to read the scroll being opened over your own life. My beloved child, the things happening around you are not merely a chain of separate events, nor are they a few random changes that make you confused and ask why everything suddenly feels deeper, heavier, and clearer. I want you to look with peace. There is a sacred record that has carried your name since before you knew how to name yourself. That record is not in the hands of those who once judged you, nor is it under the authority of the voices that once caused you to doubt your worth. It is kept in a place higher than all control, in a silence that no opposition can violate, until the exact time when God permits what has been stored to begin stepping into the light. You once thought that what was meant for you could be delayed forever because the pressure outside was too great, because others did not understand you, because circumstances closed too many doors, or because you had missed some important moment. But I speak to you with tenderness. What has truly been sealed for you by God cannot be broken by the wrong hand, nor can it be stolen by those who were never given the authority to touch it. The seal upon that scroll carries your own story, including the tears you once hid, the times you still rose though your heart was weary, the seasons when you quietly learned obedience while no fruit was yet visible. Not one part of that journey has been forgotten. And now, you are entering the hour when the seal begins to crack open, not because you forced the door open, and not because you struggled loudly enough to compel heaven to answer, but because the appointed window has touched your life. What was once written in the hidden place will gradually begin to become the rhythm of your outer life. The things you only sensed faintly in prayer, the promises you did not dare speak of too much for fear of being misunderstood, the quiet callings that walked with you through many lonely seasons, all of these are being brought from the hidden place into a place where they can be seen with greater clarity. But do not hurry. A scroll being opened does not mean you must run ahead of the guidance. It means you must walk slowly, purely, steadily, and know how to listen. What I want you to understand in this very moment is that the world has misunderstood strength. Strength is not always the loudest voice in the room, not the ability to control others, and not the act of proving that you cannot be hurt. True strength is when you are entrusted with something precious and still know how to keep yourself from revealing it too soon. True strength is when you can answer but choose wisdom, can walk away but keep your heart pure, can wait without treating silence as defeat. My child, the scroll is opening, but the one who reads it must be someone who has learned peace. For what is about to be written outwardly in your life does not only need excitement, it needs a softened heart, a guarded mind, and footsteps that follow God instead of running after fear. You may be in a very ordinary place, and yet a gentle shiver passes through you, like the trace of a presence that has just touched the space around you. Perhaps you are sitting in a familiar kitchen where everything is quiet as usual. Perhaps you are stopped at a red light, your hands still on the steering wheel, your eyes watching people pass by. Perhaps you are lying in bed, only moments away from sleep. There is no wind passing through, no door opening, No obvious change in the room, yet the back of your neck suddenly feels lightly cool. Your spine feels as though an invisible ray of light has passed through it. Or a very slight, very quick sensation appears on your shoulder and disappears before you can name it. Beloved child, do not quickly fear those moments. There are signs from heaven that do not come with loud sounds, but with a gentle touch strong enough to awaken your attention within. I do not say this so you will imagine too much or search for the unusual in every feeling, but I want you to know that there are times when sacred nearness passes through ordinary life in a very tender way. When the ordinary is suddenly covered with a deep stillness, when one very small moment causes you to stop, when that shiver does not pull you into panic, but causes you to recognize that you are being reminded, then quiet your heart and listen. Heaven still has a way of leaving a trace of fragrance in the air, like light lingering on the water after the sun has passed beyond your sight. It is like a call without words. Your skin senses before your mind can explain. Your breathing slows before you understand why. And inside you, there is a strange quietness, as though a merciful hand has just been placed upon the part of you that is weary. The Father is not as far from you as you once thought in lonely seasons. He does not come to you only during long hours of prayer, in solemn places, or in moments when you feel worthy enough. Sometimes He comes very near while you are washing a cup, while you are sitting in traffic, while you are curled up in the night and thinking no one sees your exhaustion. So if a gentle sign passes through, receive it with peace. Do not try to hold it tightly, and do not turn it into anxiety. Simply whisper within your heart that you are being seen, sheltered, and reminded that the sacred realm is not separated from the simplest hours of your life. I stand near you in those quiet spaces, not to make you tremble, but to teach you to recognize the Father's tenderness in each small touch. There are times when heaven does not need to open the whole sky. One passing shiver is enough to tell you you are not alone, and loving presence is still passing through your life with very soft light. You have carried that feeling of fullness for the past few days, like a quiet pressure beneath the collarbone, slipping into the spaces between breaths and making you wonder why something inside you feels so different. Beloved child, I know you have tried to explain it in many familiar ways. Perhaps it is tiredness, perhaps stress, perhaps heavy news, or some concern that has not yet been named. But let me place my hand upon that confusion with tenderness. Not every feeling in the chest is a sign of fear, and not every deep inner vibration comes to warn that you are in danger. What you are sensing is not like ordinary anxiety, which usually urges you to run, fix, send a message, solve something, or do something immediately so you can feel relief. Anxiety often carries an urgent rhythm, causing your mind to search quickly for an exit, making your breath seem pulled forward. But this fullness is different. It does not command you to act. It does not shout for you to control everything. It simply remains there, quiet, warm, and deep, like a resonance inside the hidden bell of your body. Even after you have dealt with what you thought was the cause, the feeling has not left, because perhaps it did not come from an outward problem. Understand this gently. Your body is not only a place that endures pressure, but also a place that remembers, listens, and responds to very deep movements in your inner life. There are ancient parts of your nervous system that know how to recognize change before your language can name it. They are not betraying you. They are not broken. They are vibrating like a lake, receiving the first wind before the whole sky changes color. What is happening is not necessarily chaos. Perhaps it is a sign that your body is beginning to synchronize with an activation that has just been completed in the deepest place where the Father has placed light within you. So do not rush to resist that feeling. And do not panic because it has not disappeared. Place your hand upon your chest. Slow your breathing. And let the Father's presence move through each layer of tension like dawn passing through mist. There is a hidden point behind the breastbone, a place you often think of only as heaviness. But I tell you, that place can also become an altar of recognition, where the heart learns to look toward the Father, not through noise, but through clear silence. You do not need to force yourself to understand everything at once. You only need to remain in peace. Listen to what is being adjusted within, and trust that your body can be guided back into order. Softness and light. O child of a lineage sheltered in the unseen realm. The reason you have recently felt as though there are eyes watching over you is because that has not been your imagination. But do not be afraid, because that gaze does not come from darkness to hunt you down. It comes from those who have gone before. The witnesses who once walked through similar valleys, carried burdens like yours, fought in silence, and completed their portion of the road. They are not watching you to make you tremble, nor are they standing there like severe judges. They are looking toward you with sacred expectation, as those who know very well the value of what is being entrusted into your hands. They long for you not to take that spiritual inheritance lightly, not to waste it on hurried reactions, and not to allow what is precious within you to be diluted by old habits. Receive that attention as a gentle honor, not as a pressure weighing upon your shoulders. You are not alone in this journey. You are not the first person entrusted to guard such a flame, but you are the next person called to make it shine in your time. Therefore, I want you to learn to honor things that seem very small. The first thing you speak when you wake may open the direction of your whole day. What you allow your eyes to pass over at midnight can sow an echo within you. The person to whom you give your strongest hours can either lift you or drain you, and the final voice you permit into your heart before sleep can become a quiet seed in your rest. Do not take these things lightly, beloved child, because everything you receive leaves a trace of contact. The seed within you responds to the atmosphere around it. The sacred current you carry is affected by the environment you allow near. The vibration within you will amplify what you repeatedly nourish. What you could once tolerate without seeing clear consequences will reveal itself more quickly in this season. What once seemed small can now grow very strong. A healthy habit can bear fruit sooner than you expect, but a hidden indulgence can also magnify more quickly than before. This is why the Most High is whispering to you with merciful solemnity, be careful. Acceleration is a noble gift, but without awareness, it can cause you to arrive very quickly at a place where you are not mature enough to stand. Therefore, I am not telling you to be afraid. I am telling you to guard. Guard your eyes without becoming harsh. Guard your words without losing tenderness. Guard your time without living in tension. Guard the invisible doors around your life with wise peace. What has just been awakened within you needs to be protected, nourished, and directed with patience. Walk slowly but steadily. Speak less but more purely. Choose more carefully but more lovingly. When you do this, the inheritance within you will not be wasted. It will grow in the right way, in the right season, and shine as what heaven has placed there.